Hi everybody. We have a bunch of oaks and pines on the property, and when the storms come, they tend to fall down. And on the tractor, I have a 3-spool valve and, of course, a hydraulic pump. So I decided to build a log splitter that just utilized the hydraulic pump on the tractor and connect it to the quick connects on the front of the tractor. The design I came up with has a couple of critical dimensions. That 22-inch between the wedge and the end is critical. And the stroke on the cylinder here is only 20 inches, so it'll keep your fingers safe and prevent you from hurting your hands. And on the vertical orientation, the critical dimension is from the pivot point to the wheel, and everything else you can kind of make the way you want. I made this 3-inch tube backbone with gussets on the inside and the outside for strength. This cylinder assembly and the mount and the wedge actually mount onto the I-beam, which mounts to the backbone. And then this is the bottom of the wedge assembly, and it's up top it's steel. That's what welds to the wedge. Then it's aluminum. Then it's steel again. And the aluminum is the wear item. And the aluminum's on slots, so it can be adjusted in and out or removed. For the wedge, I just machined 45s down to about an 1/8 inch section, which gets sharpened. And the through holes are all made with this annular cutter. Machines I use, older Miller Challenger 172. It's a great little MIG machine, and a Everlast 300 ST stick. It's fantastic. Can't recommend these machines enough. This is essentially ready for paint. It's just being tested. All the dimensions worked out fine. It's square. Everything works as designed. Just testing the vertical bit, and just sprayed it with some paint. Just rattle canned it to keep it from rusting. And the 3-inch tube, I used that so I could also put a standard hitch mount on the front and handle with grade 8 hardware. The cylinder mounts on the rear with some steel welded to the I-beam, and then on the front it connects to the wedge, and there's a 1-inch pin that connects it. This is the bird's eye view of the wedge. It's all grade 8 hardware as well. Super strong. Again, the top of the wedge is steel where it meets the wedge, then aluminum, then steel again. And the black pin just pins it vertical, so it locks it vertically so it can't collapse. And then it can also be the same pin locks it horizontally, and the I-beam assembly rests on this rubber bumper, so it can't come. Well, if it comes crashing down, it just hits the bumper, so it protects the whole assembly. These are non-DOT, not highway approved tires. I just use on the property. 3/4 inch axles. Got all of it at Surplus Center. This is just strain relief for the hoses. A spare tire that mounts to the bottom of the frame. Another view of the tire. It too has a castle nut and a 3/4 inch axle, so it's easy to get on and off. And there's plastic caps that I think there's 5 of them on the entire assembly, just to keep the rain out, keep the water out. And those are the quick connects on the splitter, and those, of course, connect to the quick connects on the tractor. And this is the finished product. It's horizontal orientation. And this is the vertical orientation, and there's just the yellow is where the pins go to lock it, vertical or horizontal.